Keep it in front of your mouth as much as you can, because you're quite quiet anyway. In terms of you don't shout. Okay, cool. We should be all right.
Yeah.
There we go. I think, are we streaming? We're definitely streaming on Twitch. So what's going on Twitch? It is the demo drop, the One More Thing demo drop with myself, Dave Colombo Jenkins, and I am joined by special guest Sonnet for the second time in the history of the demo drop. We got something really, really cool to celebrate, haven't we, man?
We do indeed. We do.
Yeah. In fact, let's just wait for a couple of people to come on. I'm going to do a little test. I just want to see now if I comment now on YouTube. Will this come up in our chat box? So view channel. Let's see. Is it coming up? Yeah, we are live. There we go. History of the demo drop. Oh no, that's really, really cool to celebrate. That's horrible. I'm feeding back on myself. So I'm going to chat now. I'm going to put yo. And then can I put yo in these comments? No. Well, yes, go on. Wicked. Okay, right. The YouTube comments are coming up. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. So if you're watching now, if you're streaming, give us a sign. It is the demo drop, and we've got a whole bunch of brand new exciting tunes to be playing to everyone. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to put over the link for Who Cares and Hammer. Have you got it to hand, actually?
Yeah, I can get it.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, actually, 020. Now it's a race. There we go.
Do you know?
Oh no! Oh, bug. That was for the last release. Hang on, it's 0121. Right, okay. Yeah, we got a couple of people on YouTube watching. So what's going down? Thank you very much. Give us a signal. Give us a little chat. We are about to play some music, and I'm about to share a link. Here we go. Bam. Right, that's Who Cares and Hammer. That is what we are celebrating today, and we're celebrating the future as well. Right, that's the link to Who Cares and Hammer. We've got a couple of people on Twitch as well. Yo, hit us up in the chat. The chat is working in real time now for the first time in a couple of demo drops. So hopefully this should be a nice, smooth experience. Should we just check out a tune? Should we just put on a tune straight away?
Yeah, I'm down for that. Do you want to go first one in the list?
Yeah, we'll work through them nice in order. Hey, what's going on, Loz? How you doing? I'm glad you enjoyed the Prodigy last night. There we go. Right, so we're going to start with DJ Direct's. Probably quite a gnarly one to be starting off the show with. Right, okay, so we'll do the 3, 2, 1 thing. Are you all ready to go?
Yeah, I'm all ready to go. I think I might mute myself whilst I'm listening to it, but yeah.
I might have to mute myself because my daughter's playing guitar downstairs. I don't know if you can hear that.
I can't hear that. You're fine.
Ah, cool. You listened to these earlier. What did you listen to? You listened to Sonnet's tracks. Excellent. Yeah, very, very, very nice work. And we've got some really cool news, which we might allude to in a little while. Right. Okay, cool. Putting the pieces back. Go on, wicked. I'm just annoyed that the Prodigy just did the show on a Sunday, to be honest. Like, what type of day is that to go to a concert, man? Awful timing. Disrespect. Hey, it's Primal. What's going down, Primal? As promised, I'm not playing your tune for the first tune, but it is in the first half of the show. Right, okay. 3, 2, 1, go! Shout to my underground radio stations out. Okay. So this is called Caps. A subject very close to my heart. Or close to my head. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to eat some peanuts because I'm hungry. Shout to my underground radio stations out there. And as always, let us know if it's coming through, okay? If we need to adjust the levels or anything like that. I might adjust these levels, actually. Ooh. Okay. I really liked how that kind of twisted vocally sound just kind of washed into the bass line. Hey, Lili, how you doing? I got your demo. Ooh. I like that. It was almost 2 drops. I'm going to have to come back to this in a minute. These nuts. rough. The release on your volume, Ducking, is a bit long after. Okay, we might have a little look at that. So have I just got to reduce the release if I do that?
This drama feel right, it's like mass destruction. Chip and plastic from the ceiling from my class production.
How about that? Is that better? This is very much a lovely grumbler.
Bulletproof.
Like that.
Shout out to my underground radio stations out there. Bulletproof. Bulletproof. Bulletproof.
Not entirely convinced that the
Shout out
sample
to my
works.
underground radio stations out there.
It feels very generic.
Bulletproof.
It feels like somebody doing a shout out to like it
Shout
sounds
to
like a
my underground
sample.
radio
Or somebody
stations
giving a
out
shout
there.
out rather than an actual sample or recording.
Bulletproof.
Sonically,
This drama feel right, it's like mass destruction. Chip and plastic from the ceiling from my class production.
that's wicked. Really kind of seasicky. Yeah. This is really interesting because there's two very separate kind of drops. So we got a vibe of this. Now I'm gonna turn this back. It happens twice in the video, and I think it's really, really interesting. So I'm gonna stop that. So I don't know where you're at with that, Callum.
I've just paused it. I'll leave it there because I think I could imagine that the rest is pretty much the same.
Yeah. We're getting into the outro there. But what I thought was really interesting, I'd love to get your thought on it. I'm going to highlight it first for everybody listening. So you're not going to be able to hear this, but I think you know what bit I'm talking about. So we go from this kind of seasick vocal here.
From the ceiling from my class production.
I really, really, really like that. That's really cool. But then this is almost like a starter course for the drop. So that could just be the drop. It's just like, okay, right, we've gone into a nice little grumble here. But then obviously then, in a 16, so I'm just skipping it forward a tiny bit there. Have you heard a tune? Are you aware of a tune that does that? Or have you ever tried that technique? That seems quite interesting where it's like a pre-drop drop. There's two drops there. Like,
Are you talking about like 45 seconds to about on minute 3? Is that what you're talking about? It's like a pre-drop.
Yeah, totally. So it's like
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think I would cut that. To be honest, the track's 5 minutes long, and it does it twice. I would get to the meat of it really at 1 minute 5.
right. Okay, I quite liked it because it subverted things. I think as a DJ, it would probably annoy
Yeah,
me.
to be fair, yeah.
So maybe that pre-drop drop is actually just kind of part of the build-up, and the bit then at 105 is the actual drop. Fergus, DJ Direct, I'd be really interested to know what led you to that type of arrangement. And I think it's good. Like, I like hearing different things. I've not really heard a track that's done that. I mean, obviously, like, tracks kind of progress at certain points, like 16s or 32s and stuff. But that seems, hey, Fireworks Factory's in the chat. What's going on, man? That seemed quite interesting. I quite like that. So I'd be interested in hearing more on how you actually came to that decision to do that arrangement. But you would chop that then, would you, Callum?
I probably would, but that's because I don't really do arrangement very well. So I just sort of do very light, floaty stuff, and then it just drops. But yeah, I don't know. The drums, I don't know. I feel like, it's like a magician sort of gives away their tricks. So the drums in the pre-drop are already the same as the drop. So it sort of feels like, oh, I already know what this is going to sound like a little bit. But then
Right.
that could be a good thing. I don't know. Like it's almost like you've just revealed a little bit of it, and then it gets heavier at like 1:05.
Yeah, like showing a bit of ankle, and then at 105
Yeah.
he's showing the full leg, like.
Yeah.
But it was like there's a slightly extra kind of rhythmic element in there. There was something quite crustian about it. There's something quite crusty, but in a modern kind of way. There's a bit warheady in that type of way. Do you know what I was expecting? Something a lot more twisted. I was expecting to pull some funny faces and stuff like that. I was expecting something to really kind of knock me off my feet in the way that DJ Direct does. But he didn't in this way. And I love that as well. Like, I like anything where any type of assumption or expectation is completely kind of subverted in any type of way, or I'm surprised and things like that. So there we go. There's Direct's Instagram for everybody. Please do follow all of the artists and stuff. We've got quite a few people now on Twitch, which is awesome. So big up Twitch. Go and make yourself known in the chat and contribute to the conversation as we listen to the future with our special guest Sonnet. If you've just tuned in, Sonnet has joined me. This is the second time he's joined me on the stream. And we actually linked up through the demo drop stream and signed him. He's the first ever artist that we signed on the demo drop stream. So this is a really, really cool occasion. And we've released a new Sonnet release as well, a new single. If you haven't heard that, I will share the notes. My daughter's playing the guitar really, really loudly downstairs. But right, I know she's going to stop soon and go running, so it's cool. Hammer, yeah, we've got a VIP of that, Primal, right? But not before Hammer is taken on by what can we say? What clue did you want to give about what's going to happen to Hammer tomorrow? We'll leave that.
Let me get. I've lost what I was going to do now, to be honest. But I'll get it and I'll post it in the chat, and you can see if anyone figures it out. And if you can figure it out, then the tune that's played on this demo drop, you can have it.
Oh, wow. There we go. A dub from Sonnet. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to listen to Gorilla Fist now. This is the first time Gorilla Fist has been on the demo drop. Now, I just got a demo here. It wasn't actually regarding the demo drop. I don't know if Gorilla Fist has sent it over more for signing purposes or anything like that. But if you send me a demo, it's going to go on the demo drop, unless you explicitly say, I don't want this to go on the demo drop because it's not ready for public consumption and I don't want you talking about it without me actually finishing it. Gorilla Fist is from Canada, I know that much. Are you ready to press play your end?
Yes, I am, yep.
Okay, cool. What's going on, Damage Man? I got yours, and I'm very excited to hear that, actually. Right, go on. Go on, Jan as well. Go on, Deer Hill is in the house. Right, okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1, go! So this is Gorilla Fist. Excellent name for an artist. I have never tried to fist a gorilla. Fist bump, maybe. Hey, Simon, how you doing?
Venom in the veins when the pressure start to rise. Raised on the concrete, got no luck from the sky. Had to learn quick, keep my head and move smart. When the world went cold, at the hardened.
Where does this vocal come from, Mr. Gorilla Fist?
The streets never sleep. Seen too much pain, made a promise that to keep. If the streets bring war, then I answer the call. Pick my own path and the system start to fall. Venom in my thoughts got me plotting every move. Learn to read the signs, have to study how they move. Every loss a lesson, every scar a piece of proof. Turn the pain to power, now stepping in the booth. Venom in my blood got me focused, never fold. Came up from the bottom where the nights were getting cold. Had to stand alone, couldn't do what I was told. Now I got my lane while they're chasing after gold.
This is sounding good. Production sounding very, very polished.
Turn the struggle into shine.
Really, really interested to know where the vocal comes from. If you've got it from a sample pack,
Turn the struggle into shine.
made a great tune around it. I like that little bit. I'm always intrigued when there's such a massive vocal. It's like the lead of the track. You've named this after the vocal and stuff, but then the vocal isn't credited, so it's got to be from a sample pack.
When I'm in the veins, when the pressure start to rise. Raised on the concrete, that no luck from the sky. Had to learn quick, keep my head and move smart. When the world went cold, had to harden up my heart. When I'm in the veins, when the streets never sleep. Seen too much pain, made a promise.
It reminds me, or it makes me think of tunes like it's a very Doctor style vocal. This could be something that Sigma and Doctor or Fantasy and Doctor.
Every loss a lesson, every scar a piece of proof. Turn the pain to power now, step in the
Keep the splice never
came up from the
snip out a splice vocal.
stand alone, couldn't do what I was told. Now I got my lane while they're chasing after gold. When I'm in the mountains, the truth in every line. When I'm in my soul, turn the struggle into shine. When I'm in my voice, hear the truth in every line.
There we go. I'm going to stop it right there because I don't really like talking over vocals and stuff like that. It does sound like a really doctory kind of vocal. I thought that was perfectly fine. I thought that was nice. I didn't think there was anything like that really popped out as something that like, oh my God, I've got to drop this and this is going to really kind of, wow people or anything. Feels like something that might get played at a barbecue, daytimey kind of thing, like something more kind of slightly background, slightly warm-uppy. It was inoffensive in that type of way, and I think that's down to the vocal. I would like to hear an instrumental of that, and maybe more twists in the production, more little subversions. It sounds like you've made a beat for a vocal in that type of way. So Primal said a bit more variation needed on some of the elements. I definitely felt that. How about you, Callum?
Yeah, I can agree. I think the vocal was pretty much what carried it, and I wasn't like a huge fan of the vocal, but everything else around it was actually really cool. The basses were cooler than the drop. I would probably say like maybe a bit more high end on the top of those basses because they were quite wide and reverby, and that was really nice. But like just a bit more would be kind of cool, just to touch the edges. Yeah. But yeah, no, overall good. I don't know if that was a splice vocal. It seemed a bit too long, but
I mean, I don't know how these things work when you've got a big
Yeah.
vocal like that. Because if somebody's given you that big vocal, then credit them, like because
Yeah, sure, yeah.
that vocal carries the whole tune and it's named after the vocal and stuff like that. It reminds me of, and it's annoying me that I can't remember his name. He starts all his tracks with "Back Again." Mad Rush MC. There we go. Phew. It sounded like a Timu Mad Rush MC, or like it did. It just felt very kind of safe. It all felt very safe, but
Yeah.
the production on that sounded great. I just wanted it kind of more twisting, more innovation. I think really, isn't it? That's in summary.
Try something different, I think.
Yeah, try something different, Gorilla Fist. But please continue sending demos. Thank
Yeah,
you
it
very
was good.
much for getting the demo over and stuff like that. I don't know if that was sent to me as something that I would potentially sign. It was too standard drum and bass for me to sign on a One More Thing type of tip. But I definitely don't speak on behalf of lots of other labels. I don't speak on behalf of any other label. And actually, right, I'll put this while we're getting the next tune up. What I have noticed, and I've been noticing it a lot for a long time, but it seems to be even more at the moment, that a lot of releases, a lot of people, I've already queued up the next track. That's because I'm excited to hear it, actually. What are your thoughts on like 4 tracks on an EP and they all sound the same? Like, hey, Igubu, I did get your demo. It came in late, and yes, thank you very much. How do you feel about kind of when you got an EP and all 4 of the tracks pretty much sound the same? They're using similar textures. They fit in, but they almost sound too similar. Because I'm getting a lot of that at the moment with current releases.
I think maybe I've probably been like that a bit sometimes.
There's always a wild card. There's always a wild card.
Yeah, true. But I don't know. Yeah, I think most people getting like a bit of a flow, and they're like, "Oh, I did that one. I'm going to use the same techniques for the next couple of tracks." So they all often sound the same. So maybe it might be good to like get in a flow, make 3 tracks, but only put one of them on an EP, and then the next lot of stuff that you make, put that on the EP as well. So you sort of split it across.
Yeah. I just noticed, and then conversations I have with people, they're like, "Oh, that tune doesn't really fit in with that tune for the release." It's like I would rather variety, but then obviously we're all talking from our own kind of personal taste and what we want to hear from a release. And maybe it's just a trend and people like things kind of all sounding quite similar. So it fits in and tells a story, which I do totally understand and respect. So we've got something really special coming up now. Both of these artists are known to me and came together because of a One More Thing situation. We've got Evergreen and we have got Primal. Primal is in the chat. I don't think Yannick Evergreen is. But this is like this. You can't really get fresher than this. This was made in Poland. Primal went over from Bristol to Poland very recently. They met at the Deer Hill launch. Deer Hill is in the chat as well and also came through the demo drop. So it's quite a nice little tight little community vibe here. This is a collaboration. It's called I Choose the Latter, which I really like the sound of as well. Oh, here we go. Before we do, I'm just seeing what the conversation is here. You could level a lot of that with critical and overview releases. Because, well, do you know what? I'm actually, right, the release that's in my mind at the moment that made me think of this is on one of those labels. It's just like, like I want to hear more variety. I always want to hear more variety. I think things, yeah. Anyway, I'm going on a rant and we could just be pressing play. So are you ready to press play?
I am ready, yep.
3, 2, 1. I'm really excited for this, actually. I gotta say, like, Evergreen, massive shouts to Evergreen. He's the only person to ever book me on an international gig and pay for me to come over and stuff like that in Poland, which was amazing. Pojani Festival a couple of years ago. And Primal as well has shown amazing support and came down to the Deer Hill launch and got a hotel and everything, like made real efforts to support One More Thing and be involved, and that goes a huge way and I value that a hell of a lot. So I'm going to crash these beautiful pianos by bigging you up. I really like this intro though. This isn't the first time you've done a collaboration as well, because when Yannick came over, you also got together, didn't you? Is this played or is this a sample or keyed in? Did he play this? Wow! Come on! It's lavish! Oh, go on, good for him. He practices every day. Big up everybody who practices their instrument every day. I try and play the guitar for at least 10 minutes every day. Okay. Yeah. Okay, there's people are feeling this. Big up Lili, big up Loz. Feelings for this going on in the chat. Great. Is there a story behind the title? Yeah, you're absolutely right, Max. Very Tom Finstery. Not in a kind of copy way, but in that similar kind of vibe. Yeah, massive compliment. Liking these choral voices as well, this is great. Not sure where it's going to go. This is badass. This is going to be hard to beat. This is definitely going to go so fast. I'm really into these kind of grungy bass lines. I just want to see if am I coming through okay, because it looked like I was coming in quite quietly, so I'm just putting my gain up on here. And Primal, is the release thing okay now? I'm back with the pianos, back where we ended, back where we started. I love it when things kind of go in a full loop like this. The impression that I got when you sent this to me, Josh, is that it wasn't quite ready. I was faster than before and the levels are good, that's great. I thought you meant the tune then. So I haven't sped up your tune or anything. Wow, that was like fucking awesome. That was great. And I'd say there's like that fits in with the kind of style that you play in a way and you make in a way, Callum, like in that with those nice pianos, that kind of contrast, the beautiful and disgusting. I had the impression that this was incomplete, but I mean, Josh, if you sent this to me as a submission to One More Thing, I go yes straight away. Like they're sounding really, 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 really good. I'm interested in how that came together and kind of, you know, any stories behind that and stuff. It's a very lovely photo of you both in a Polish store. Really cool. So we got it club ready, but we have some tidying up to do on the transitions. I think that's great and sounding like 95% done. Callum.
That is bang on, exactly. So I typed out a few things whilst I was listening to it. And Primal mentioning transitions, I literally put the first thing was I want some reverb throws, which is essentially like it just puts a bit of reverb at the end of it, so not everything just stops dead. It just flows into the next section a bit better. That would be what that I'd prefer. That I think that'd be really nice. Other thing that I wrote down was just be careful of your volume levels on stuff that when it goes to stereo. You've got some stereo wired basses in there, which is really nice, but they get way louder than everything else. So just keep an eye on that. I know you probably fixed that, but yeah, that's what I got.
Go on. That's wicked. Really, really cool. Hello, Fifth. I got your demo. That's great. So what was he saying? We were rushing with a 5-day trip to get the thing extended to a club ready length. Yeah, God, no, that's great. And that's brilliant technical feedback as well, Callum. Brilliant. Thank you. I knew that was going to be a banger. I didn't know which way it would go or anything. I thought it might have more of the kind of evergreen funk on it in that type of way, but I could hear both of you really, really clearly on that track. Let's have a talk about it. Let's have a talk about where it might eventually end up on a particular home or something like that. So no, that was excellent. Really, really cool. And setting the benchmark. Right, what have we got next? Okay, I tell you what, we are going to skip the process because Fireworks Factory is in the chat. And this is excuse me. This isn't a demo. This actually got accepted by Cygnus for distribution today, and it's going to come out in June, on June the 12th. That's the release date, by the way, Max. I don't think you know that yet. But let's consider it a demo. So I'm kind of breaking the rules here, but I want to make sure that the world hears this. I know the Primal's heard it because I sent it to him yesterday, and his reaction. Have you heard this yet, actually, Callum? This new tune from Fireworks Factory?
Max might have put it in the chat, and I did have a listen through. So maybe, yes.
This is phenomenal. I'm not going to pretend I haven't heard this before. I've heard it a few times, and I love it more and more every time I hear it. But yeah, let's play this while Max is in here. This is strictly for you on the stream, all of the people commenting and stuff, all of the producers who get involved. I want to know exactly what you think. I know Max wants to hear your feedback, and we want to show off because this is a banger, and this is the B-side. Oh, hang on. Sorry, we didn't do the countdown.
I was waiting.
Right, okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, of course, because it's been accepted by Cygnus. So, well, okay. Compliments, please. Just send your compliments in the chat. Oh, we want to hear what you think, lad. This bit reminds me of Orbital. This has got a real kind of orbitally kind of vibe to it. I'd not noticed that bit before. I like this bit. This is still very, very orbitally. I would change it all completely. Okay, here we go. Wait for this now. Buzzy as fuck. Yep. And if I remember correctly, I think the origin of this tune is like super, super old and goes right the way back to like Young Fireworks Factory. Ooh, hello. Oh, that's you, Agubu, isn't it? I was trying to work out who you were there. It is a very cool rhythm. So much fun. Really spacey. "2018. That's the type of shit I need for a second drop. And it's so compact as well. Like 3 minutes, we're already on the second drop. Your. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Agubu. Everything's sitting in the right space here. Loz is saying naughty. There's not a pre-save link to this one yet, but while you're asking for pre-save links, here is a link. So here's a link to Sonnet's new single, which is out. That is coming out in June. Promos will be going out in about 3 or 4 weeks' time. There's another release in between from Lakeway that I need to get out there. But that was a little bit cheeky because we normally play in kind of demos, and that's not a demo, but it's great to be able to showcase awesome music like that. And I know Max is in the chat and stuff, might not be later. So yeah, that was just really cool. We just wanted to show that off, but it seems that it's gone down incredibly well amongst you all. So that's great. Lots of yoys and lots of yaw. I thought Primal was just trying to spell out York for a minute, but no. What's your favourite chocolate bar? Yorkie. What did you think of it, Callum?
I thought it was really cool. Yeah, it's got that sort of classic, like funkiness of a Fireworks Factory tune. It's a bit cute, and then it sort of goes into just like mental formanty bases, which is really cool.
So what is formant? Because right, Primal put formant as well. So what's formant? Because I was thinking like, oh, that's a word I don't know. I don't understand.
Do sort of like vowel sounds with your mouth. So E-I-O-U. Sort of, if you elongate those, that's essentially like a formant. It's a filter that you put across a bass, and it's got peaks, and those pick out certain vowel sounds of a.
Right.
Yeah,
so what a lot of people are calling like the frog bass and stuff like that.
That's a formant bass. Yeah. Yeah, it's really popular at the moment.
Formant. I've learned something new, and so has anybody watching who didn't know what a formant was. But I reckon because you're all producers, probably only it was me that didn't know what a formant was. Yeah, I think that's great. And we played the A side of that in the very chaotic demo drop that I did at the end of February. Yeah, it was February. Yeah. It was February. And I'm going to apologise for that as well. It was a great show in terms of having a laugh with the people I was releasing music with and having time in a pirate studio, but doing a live stream for demo drop and trying to feed back in the way that we do on this show didn't quite work, and I felt like I gave quite flippant feedback. So if you're on this stream, Lai, I know that we did feedback on your tune, and I know that I fed back on that well, because that shocked us. It was a bootleg of Satisfaction, and I'm playing that. I've played that in every gig I've played since then, which is like 2 or 3. But yeah, anybody who is watching in the previous show and felt that it wasn't quite up to the normal demo drop standard, I would like to say that it was a bit of an experiment, and it's better off doing a demo drop in my studio where I'm comfortable and I can read everything here and stuff like that. God, yeah, that string theory tune is amazing, like absolutely amazing. Right, cool. So we're going to go back into the order now. I took us out of the order there just for a little bit of light demo drop chaos. We're going to go on to Iltech the Cutter 66.6. The number of the beast.com. Are you ready? Have you got that lined up?
2 seconds. So, yep.
Yeah, that's it. I did try, and I was, you're right, Loz. I did try it out. I do really like to kind of, it's a great way of promoting our new releases and kind of highlighting the community and making a connection. And it was great in terms of meeting up with Kafika and Ruatui, Abby, Nix and Maria, because I hadn't met half of them. I only knew the Ruatui guys and kind of knew Kathy on the end of the phone, but I hadn't met Abby or Maria before. I hadn't actually met Kathy particularly. We'd been out and about in the same place, but not really talked much. So it was really nice to do that. But I felt that it compromised the quality of the demo drop, and maybe we should have done something different instead. I also really went in on somebody's lyric, and then he was in the same room as me not so long ago as Primal Knows, and I kind of feel bad. Like everything that I say is always constructive, but sometimes I feel like, if I'm just going in on somebody's lyric, maybe I did a little bit before, but I'm not going to go back on that loop. And we're going to play Iltech the Cutter. Have you managed to access it? Because it was on a Google Drive.
Yeah,
you have.
Yep.
Okay, I'm expecting some devilish sounds here. 3, 2, 1. Oh, of course, it's a G Drive thing, isn't it? So it takes ages to kick in, and it'll take me by surprise. Yeah, it does. It'll take me by surprise. Hey, there you go. I don't think this is drum and bass. Let me do a quick BPM check. Oh, nice. 130-ish. Nice. I got a good feeling about this. I like the sound of this. It's quite demonic. Ooh. This is very, very moody good. Very moody good. Did it say fuck you as well? Did I hear that right? I'm offended. Hate being sworn at. I'm feeling this kind of slow take on dubstep. This is quite gluey. It'd have to be the right time to play something like this in the dance. You could really spin a lot of people out with something like this, couldn't you? Yeah, Loz is feeling the attitude. Jan is feeling the wonkiness. I'm feeling the demonic flavour. Sounds distorted on the stream. Let me just adjust that a little bit. I think it's quite overdrivey anyway. Let me just. Oh, so it's in the red. Yeah, let me turn that down a little bit. How's that? Turn that on again. I'll keep it completely out of the red because I'm going into the red a little bit as well. I've just realised I haven't been sharing people's socials. So, Iltech the Cutter. There we go. That's Iltech the Cutter for everybody. Whose track is this? This is Iltech the Cutter. It is a really good one, isn't it? This is Twisted. I don't know if that swearing is completely necessary. And there we go. I haven't copied and I haven't shared Evergreen. Wow. I mean, that was dark. That was super, super dark, even for Iltech the Cutter. So Iltech the Cutter, he has been on our Incandescent VA that we dropped on January the 1st. He's done some really, really interesting things. Hey, how's it going, Shift? Yeah, super interesting. There's a guy called American Dave who we've been playing on Vision Radio, and he kind of does that 130 kind of trappy 8080 dubsteppy stuff. There's a track on No Other Boy as well. There's a couple of really interesting tracks I've got of his which are kind of 130. I like slowing things down or speeding things up, and I like it when different things. It'll check on Manchester Day, on MCR Day. All right. Yeah, damn, yes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Machine Code, that's correct. Yeah. He is. He's excellent. What did you think of that, Callum?
I've got no notes on that, to be honest. I thought it was really cool. The snare was insane. It was like the widest snare I've ever heard in my life. The tone through it. But that's not a bad thing. I thought it was really cool. Cut through everything. Bases were cool. Maybe slightly repetitive. It's probably the only thing that I could say about it, but not. It doesn't bother me. I think it was cool.
Yeah. No. I know what you mean. Stuff like that. I don't know how many club situations I'd be in to drop that type of stuff. But if I'm doing one of my weird ass mixes, which all of my mixes that I record are weird ass mixes, then I would play that on a mix. But I would find it hard to find the context to play that in a club. But that's because I don't get bookings where on nights where that type of stuff. I mean, I'd say if I was like supporting Ivy Lab again, then definitely. I think, yeah, probably like the type of sets that I've been lucky to play out at Volks maybe, or in a back room. But yeah, it was really, really interesting. Really, really interesting and grimy and scratchy and twisted. Excellent. Thank you very much, Iltech. Where are we now? Right, okay. So now we have, we've got Object. Now, they sent me a whole bunch of tunes for the last show. And I said that they are a non-binary artist from Bristol. I'm going to share
This waveform looks mental.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Whoa.
Very interesting. They can't see it, but there's a massive gap in between two.
Yeah. That's, I mean, well, no, they were all sent over for the demo drop. I'm questioning whether we should play this. Let's just see what that's going to do. Okay, cool. So this is Object, and yeah, let's find out. Oh, hang on. I haven't done. 3, 2, 1. I'll let you go ahead a little bit because I've already pressed play a minute. There we go. Go. This is really nicely continuing the vibe from Iltech the Cutter as well, actually. This is definitely something.
The howl-like creatures infesting Korriban's tombs. On the surface, nothing special. But I alone can see this creature is an expression of pure.
I wonder where that sample is from. I need to hear those vocals turned up a bit so I can hear what they're saying.
The operating table doesn't disturb you?
I have no fear of dead things.
Hey. This is heavy. The type of thing that I kind of associate with Eat Brain, but maybe with a little bit more kind of tech influence rather than neuro. I really like that bit. I really like those kind of pipey sounds, the high sounds, the melody that we're hearing. Marching beat. Hey Virtue, happy birthday for the other day.
This used to be a cutter for hound-like creatures infesting Korriban's tombs. On the surface, nothing special. But
Yeah.
I alone can see this creature is an expression of pure...
I always want to hear these type of samples turned up or not in the tune at all. When it's just in the background like this, I'm not too sure of this. So this is the bit of the waveform that was looking weird.
Dead things.
I think that might be the end of the tune, but like on the waveform then, I don't think...
See what is actually at this little bit.
Yeah, I mean, let's just see. I mean, it's probably...
It's actually a different bit of the tune. So it just goes to complete silence and then comes back.
Wow. Older, greyer and fatter. You're 10 years younger than me. And probably a lot slimmer. You are greyer than me, though. I will give you that, James.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this is.
No, I think that's just like probably, you know, when you just got a little sample or something, it's like, I'll just stick that over there. And then it ends up on the render or whatever. I do that with videos all of the time and stuff. Yeah, cool vocal sample, but needs to be louder. You're absolutely right, Damage Man. I always think that. I think drum and bass are really guilty of it more than any other genre where there's those kind of sci-fi samples and stuff like that. It might be that you just want some texture, want to create a mood, but don't want it to get picked up by the copyright algorithms and stuff like that. It was a very industrial groove. I was feeling very relieved for those kind of high pitch, the do-do-do-dee kind of pipey sounds. I thought they added a nice bit of contrast and really needed that and gave it a sense of narrative and a sense of drama. Other than that, it would be a lot more kind of, it was just, it was a proper, let's roll our sleeves up and just fucking thrash it out on the dance floor type of vibe. What were your thoughts, Callum?
Yeah, agree on the vocal. On a producer thing, if you know what I'm talking about, then that's really good. This is probably really bad advice for a natural sound designer, but with vocal samples like that, I put OTT on them. It's a VST plugin, it's free, and it basically it's a multi-band compressor. It just boosts everything so high. But for samples like that, where they're a bit old and deteriorated, it really boosts the highs. It sounds really crunchy. It just makes it so much louder. I wouldn't put it on everything, but for those sort of things, it's really good. Another little thing, there's like a little high bit in the bass drop that goes boop, that little bit. That's over the top sometimes off the bass, but it'd be really nice if that was just on its own, and everything else just a bit of silence with that. I think would really get people to like throw their heads forward because it sort of sets that groove, and it's a bit of a contrast. Where if you've got the constant bass and then just that at the end on its own, it'd be really good. So that's just something that I would do.
Right, cool. And that would give it that groove, as Loz was saying there in the chat, like it kind of needed a bit more groove. It definitely, for my personal taste of drum and bass, it needed more groove, but I know enough people, especially coming from the kind of more neuro side of things, enough people who really like that kind of industrial crunch in that type of way. So Object, thank you very much. You're unaware that we've been playing this. You just sent me loads of tunes for the previous one. I did say I'd play more stuff on this demo drop. So I will, you'll be seeing this in the future, and I hope that feedback goes down well. I'm excited to hear what else, because there's a whole playlist full of tunes, and I did pick that one quite randomly. Right, so we are on now. Okay, we've got Marek, again, another artist who's been on One More Thing and has had a tune signed through the demo drop for our VA. Really, really, really cool dubstep tune. Right, okay, are you ready? Oh, hang on. That's a bit weird. He's got a different SoundCloud. There's only 2 people following. Well, I'm going to follow you now. You got 3 people following you now. Right, okay, are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. This is Marek Unsolved. Oh, wow, okay. And he's that new with his SoundCloud. Oh, that was 2 years ago. Okay, maybe, do you know what? I'm not going to follow. I'm not going to send you the link. Maybe I should do. Here we go. I always put the link up, so here we are. But, ooh. Creepy. I really like the tension on this. Nice. Here we go, here's Marek's Instagram. Yeah, shift his feed in this one. And Agubu is saying a very good bass to mid top balance. Yeah, things feel in the right place here, don't they? Yeah, murky sci-fi things. Yeah. Mike's been a regular on the demo drop quite a lot. Last time we had the vocal track with an Irish MC, which was really, really cool. Oh, actually, Shift, you're coming up next. Yeah, this is very well paced. It's got a real swagger. Trying to get a real feel for the bass on these headphones, but I think the subs are coming through quite nicely. I'd like to hear this through a big rig. Swamp aliens. Dear hell knows the score. It's weird, because there's some really interesting kind of vocals lurking deep in the swamp here, and I don't feel they need to be turned up. I think it's when it's talking, when it's a spoken word. Is that it? Is it over? Fuck. I wanted more from that. Normally I'm thinking like, right, okay, I'm going to cut this off now because we kind of know what that's doing. I feel like that could have actually kind of continued for a little bit more there, really, in that type of way. Right. Well, it's a demo, really, in that type of way. It's kind of unfinished. Like walking down an alley in Cyberpunk 2077. So is that a game, or have you just been to the future, Loz? Either way, I'm impressed. More impressed by if you've been to the future than played the game, actually. I'm impressed if you've got a time machine. And can I borrow it? I don't even know where I'd go in time. What did you think of that, Callum?
Yeah, really cool. I'm guessing it is a proper demo, seeing as it's like 2.5 minutes. Only feedback I would have, more tension in the build-up from 1:35, 1 minute 35, up to the drop. Sort of just dies down and then just drops again. There's no real like difference. There's nothing to bring it back into the drop, the second drop. I think something there. It's just like a single tone across the whole thing, and then it drops again. So maybe, like we were saying, a bit of a vocal sample in there or something weird from a film would be really cool. Obviously, if you're going to release it, then don't do that. But yeah.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a really, really, really strong idea. I'm getting sidetracked by Loz there. So that was a video game. It's definitely, I mean, I haven't seen The Prodigy a couple of days ago on the same tour. They definitely took us to the future. I think a part of me is still in the future. Has been since the 90s. So, yeah, I think there was loads of really cool little details on that. The vocals kind of creeping in the background, that kind of little demonic voices and stuff. Again, like, you know, it's something that I would love to play, but probably only play on a warm-up or at a dubstep night. And I've never just played a straight dubstep set. I don't think I've ever played a straight set in my life. But yeah, like what Shift is saying, it's a solid tune. And yeah, just wants to hear more progression. I mean, that's the basis. It just needs a bit of building on it, extending some variations in places and stuff, really, doesn't it?
100%.
Cool. Right, we are on to Shift now. Again, has been on One More Thing on our incandescent one as well. Dubstep and breakbeat, goat doubles, yeah, isn't it? Because, yeah, just stick in a breaks tune or a garagey kind of tune, and then you've instantly kind of doubled up the energy, really, in that type of way. Right, so we've got Shift. Are you ready? We will do the countdown.
Yep, all ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. This is called Ultra, by the way. And there we go. Ooh. How have I been? I've been up and down. We need to have a catch up, actually. You might have noticed that I've slowed down on the output of One More Thing a little bit. I've had a book deadline and stuff like that. I've been all right. It's a weird time in the world, though. Like, how is everybody? How are you in America? Like, everything that could possibly be happening in America is happening. You're at war. You've just been to the fucking moon, and you've got the World Cup coming up. Oh my God. Okay. I'm feeling this. Some real kind of seasicky kind of vibes. This is odd. In a great way. Okay. Real kind of stern, robotic vocals.
This one,
Really like that top line, really strange. And those vocal processes. Every element is sitting in the right place here. Right, it's quite restrained. In a way that you could get a lot more growly and a lot heavier, but just everything's sitting in the right place. This is just menacing.
This one. This one. This one.
Excited to see, is there a second drop vibe going on there? Something different going to go on here? This is quite a big build up by the look of the waveform.
This one. This one. This one. This one. This one. This one.
Yeah. Fireworks Factory saying the melody feels like it sits between grime and clangers. Maybe on this second drop you could go even more kind of into overdrive a little bit. Okay. So Virtue saying it could do with maybe a little bit of distortion, a bit more crunchy and industrial to match the weirdness of the sounds. Yeah. But then I think for a rig, I could kind of already imagine how this might sound through, like, you know, if you're playing this on a big stage. Those kind of subby, like, it's quite soft on those. I'm assuming it's an 808. It feels very 808y. That, in contrast to the scratchiness, is quite nice. And maybe if there was distortion on the kicks and the bass, then it would be too crunchy. Hyperdub vibes, yeah, definitely. There we go. Downloaded this. Yeah, that's I could already imagine where I would play that in my mixes and stuff like that. So yeah, right. Igubu is saying needs a little bit more crunch and cuts in the boomy areas, and then he could slam it on a rig. Okay, right, interesting, cool. Where would those cuts go? What did you think of it, Callum, as well?
It was really cool. I liked it. It's not something that I would typically listen to, but that's not because I don't like it. It's just not something I would reach for because I don't play that sort of gig. But yeah, it's really cool. I do agree. Some little bit more distortion, maybe a bit more variation. But that's all really. I think the mix was really sound. Everything was cutting through. Everything was in its right place. Yeah, really liked it. Thought it was good. Nice one, Shift.
Yeah, brilliant. I'm really looking forward to having a mix with that and playing around with that. Definitely my type of vibe, but really interesting and twisted. So now, who have we got next? We are motoring our way through this. So it needs a little bit more crunch. Oh, right. So I've already read that out. I thought it was a new comment that come up. All right, Simmel. So I know that you are in the chat. And I'm not too sure how I'm going to pronounce this one because it's like messing and then you got messing to G. I reckon it's just messing. Maybe it's messing, or maybe it is. Yeah. Anyway, right. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. I can't remember a time I haven't been impressed by a Simmel track on this show. He's been on quite a few streams. And big up everybody watching. We got some really nice numbers on both YouTube and Twitch as well. So that's fucking excellent. Thank you very much. The name is just a placeholder. That should be the name of your track. The name is just a placeholder. We are just all placeholders on this planet, really, aren't we? Don't even know what places we're holding.
But I think one more thing's like one more follow away from like a milestone goal thing.
Is it?
209. If you get to 210, someone just needs to follow on Twitch.
Oh, on Twitch. Oh, right. Oh, I think we've actually lost some followers. I thought we were on. I don't know, actually. I thought we were on like 212. The thing is, I get into these things. I was really, really into building up the YouTube, and then I get some time where I'm not, and then it's just like, oh, do you know what? I can't be fucked. 209. Do you know what? That's actually quite a few followers on Twitch. Big up everybody on Twitch. Like. Really liking this. Lovely intro. Oh, okay. We are in Culprit Town. Oh. Yeah. Oh, my word. Right. Let me just Simmel SoundCloud. So is that Formanty stuff going on with that kind of bass line as well then? Is that a Formanty thing? Because there's vowel sounds in that.
It's a bit more specific than that.
Okay.
It's a bit more greasy.
Ooh. Yep. Shift is into the break of the intro. Very inspected-y, which I wholeheartedly love. It's a really nice positioning because I'm kind of hearing the sounds like in the wide kind of field, those kind of liquidy, strange, woody kind of noises. Yeah. This is really, really top notch. This is up my streets. I think it's going to finish, isn't it? Ah, damn. Do you know what? That could be twice as long and I still wouldn't be satisfied. That could play for a long time for me. That is very, very much up my street and the type of aesthetic I like from an electronic music tune. Reminds me of Culprit, makes me think of Inspected. It's the type of stuff that I really enjoy when we get to play that type of stuff on Vision Radio as well. Yeah, headphones on, world off music. Yeah, absolutely right, Virtue. Yeah, really, really feeling that. What do you think, Callum?
No notes on that. So that's sick. Perfect intro for me. I love the sort of ambient weird stuff, and then it just gets into like quite heaviness. The sort of like I want to say granular sort of Foley. Sort of it seems like a bit like wood blocks was what I was hearing. That was really cool. Definitely drop me a message on Instagram as to how you made that, because that was really cool. I'd like to learn how to do that. So yeah.
Go on, brilliant, cool. Yeah, I was thinking it's like it sounds like a liquidy noise in terms of like actual liquid, like flowing, not liquid D&B or anything. But it also, it sounded woody, like wood blocks. So it's almost like kind of melting wood blocks while they're being knocked in a way, which is impossible. But it kind of had that vibe to it. Really, really interesting. Really interesting. Yeah. Could be in a game, could be in a film or something like that, just as much as you could play it on a dance floor. I just completed a mix, which is going to be on the radio on Sunday, which is all to do with the Artemis 2 mission to the moon. And that I would have definitely, if I was actually picking the tunes now for a mix of that concept, that'll probably be, I'm definitely going to play that tune on a weird mix in the future. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you very much, Simul. That was fucking wicked. That was really, really cool. Okay, cool. Right. Right. Okay. So Loz, you're coming up in one tune's time. There is... right, okay, yeah, there's a little bit of a story. And Fifth as well, if you're still here as well. You're coming up after Loz. But in the meantime, we've got time twisting. Here we go. So, right, I've got that ready. Are you ready? This is Infraction. 3, 2, 1, go! No, I really appreciate you, Simul. And I know that because you emailed me a couple of weeks ago as well. So yeah, I don't know if this was the tune you were going to send then as well, if you got other tunes as well. I'd be really interested to hear what else you've got cooking. This is a nice intro. Oh, hang on a minute. Is this a demo? I don't think this is a private tune. Doesn't matter. This is nice and cold. Oh no, it is private. This has been shared with somebody else. This is really cold. I don't know where this is going to go. There's a lot of this type of dubstep doing the rounds. Saruda vibe, yes. No download. Shit it. Can I have a download, please, Infraction, when you're watching? This is cold. Now, is this halftime or is it dubstep? It's dubstep. Yeah. Creepy. A little bit sinister. There's some tension in here. Lots of sounds. It's definitely 140. I'm never too sure because Infraction I only know from like D&B, I'm pretty sure. And And it's called Time Twisting, so it's like, is this one of those ones that sounds like it's dubstep when it's actually not? Quite trippy, like that. Now I would like that to slap a bit more. It really is a very cold tune though, it's sinister. Ooh, there's some bleeps that I want them to come forward in the mix. There. Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, beep, boop, beep, boop. That needs to be right up front to drive the tune. Maybe on this second half or maybe throughout. So if I was going to have a film and we were all stuck in space and someone's out fixing the outside of the space shuttle or the space station and they're properly on a limb and they're floating away and it's almost like scary as hell, that's the type of tune I would be playing. That's how I would score that. There was loads and loads of textures, really interesting effects and stuff in there. There was a bleep kind of in the background, like a little lead line, which I felt it almost sounded like LFO, like boop boop boom boom boom. I think that should have been way up the front. It needed something else. That kind of cold piano-y kind of sound was doing the main lead, but it felt like it needed a little bit more character other than all of those kind of textures and twisted effects. But the vibe was tense as hell, and that was super interesting, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I would like a download of it. What did you think?
Yep, agreed on the pluck in the background. I think it was just lost with everything else going on. The bass at 1 minute 58, but it was used quite a lot throughout it. It's really quiet, but that could be made a bit loud, a bit more prominent. And then you've got like Foley noises of all the bleeps and the bloops and the swooshes and all the lasers, and they were just too loud. But literally all you got to do is just drop them down on the fader and it would just make more sense. It'd probably clear a bit more room for the pluck as well. So you might not even have to bring the volume up on the pluck. You might just have to bring everything down around it. Right. It'd make more sense in context.
Subtraction. But, yeah. It felt like there was a lot thrown at that and it could just be kind of pared back a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Max is saying that as well. He loved the fills, super disorientating. Yeah, it was in a really, really kind of cool way. But yeah, agreed about kind of bringing that melody through. Needs gain. What's gain staging then? Is that what you were talking about essentially?
What I was saying, yeah, just making sure everything's at its perfect level so that everything sits right.
Right, yeah, but that's very, very promising and very cold. Now is the time for Ice Cold 140. I dare say, 140, dubstep's never gone away, let's be honest. There's always been people making wicked dubstep. It's whether people are paying attention or not. Having set up UKF's website in 2014 when dubstep was at its lowest ebb, lots and lots of features all about dubstep not being dead and interviews with dubstep artists and stuff like that, and I've always felt that, but now definitely we're having loads and loads of 140 stuff, loads of great sets. Primal did a really cool 140 mix which had your tune in, Hammer. There's definitely a lot more space for 140 and dubstep at the moment, and I do wonder if it's the state of the world is kind of like, there are some people going full on with the maximum euphoria. Having an amazing chat with Ben. They've got some really, really cool tunes coming up very, very much later on down the line. On One More Thing, we were talking about euphoria being a real flex in the moment because of the way of the world, but also another way of dealing with the way of the world at the moment is getting ice cold in the studio and making some tunes that are just going to make even the most like level-headed and calm, cool and collected stoic person absolutely pranged out. I love stuff like that. Right, okay, so Loz, you were the first here, I think, and this is your track, Ghost Murmur. So is that like when a ghost is trying to say boo to you, but it's kind of murmuring, so it's trying to go like ooh, it's like that's how I imagine a ghost murmur.
Ghostly fart.
Cool, right, 3, 2, oh, hang on a minute, let me bring it up first. Right. 3, no, that's going to start automatically. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, it's not playing. There we go. Okay. Got that old school, got those ravey vibes on. Straight in. Ooh, rattly. What tempo is this? I say like 150, maybe 160. That's D&B. I'm really off with my tempos today. I really like that film. Right, these type of choppy drums, I'm going to suggest to you, Loz, try this at 200 BPM. Those type of choppy kind of loose rattly drums, I've got some great tunes by, oh man, can't think of their name. I now have to have a private conversation with you. I mean, like, Shit Matt does it really well. I do like that nuttiness. Square Pusher vibes, yeah. There's a particular artist, I'm going to have to open my record box. No, I'm not, because it's not going to be in my record box. Dormouse. Get right. Dormouse is the artist I'm thinking of. Are you stepping up to the challenge? Okay, amazing. I'm going to give right. Firstly, where are my manners? Let me share Loz Young's SoundCloud. There we go. I like that bit. This is just the end. No. Right. Okay, so Dormouse is the artist that I was thinking of because I do play quite a lot of his tunes around. They are kind of made around about kind of 200 and in that kind of breakcore vibe. It was those switches and those kind of like, it's like pots and pans. It almost sounds like someone throwing loads of pots and pans into a kitchen, but in a very controlled way and in a very measured way. But it's that kind of very loose swagger. I love stuff like that. And yeah, I'm setting you up for a challenge. I'd like to take out one or two of the drums so it's not too kind of rapid 200, but see where you're at on 200 with that. And I think you'll be on to an absolute winner. I thought it was great anyway. It was loads of really interesting stuff there. Right, what did you think, Callum?
Yep, I've got like a few mixed things just to look out for. You've got on some of your basses, your low end is really wide, which I don't know if you're playing it live or on an actual rig, it just wouldn't work. It also, that sort of clashes with the drums on the high end. So you just keep an eye out for that. I don't know how long you've been making music for. I sort of had a look. It seems like you've made a tune like 10 years ago, but there's a software called Mini Meters. I think it's only probably about £8, and it just visualizes your whole thing. Like it's a music visualizer, and it will show you where everything's sitting in the stereo spectrum. And that's what I'm just looking at the moment, and I could see and hear that the low end was just a bit too wide. So maybe just have a little look out for that. Might help. Yeah,
definitely some mixed downy kind of stuff in that type of way. But as an idea, I think that's great. What is Max? Max is saying really cool tune. I feel like the drums could be a bit fuller, crunchier and brighter. Yeah, and I think that's probably what made the fills stand out to me, was because they had a different tone to them, and maybe they were from a different, they were a different sample or something like that, and had a bit more kind of breadth to them and stuff like that. All right, okay, so Igubu is saying Span is also wicked for that as well. So these are plugins and stuff like that. which I am totally unaware of. But yeah, there you go, like Loz. I think that was great. I really like the riff as well. The
cool.
idea was great. Cool. Right, where are we now? We are on to right. Okay, yeah, fifth. So I pleased myself when I put these in order because we've just had Ghost Murmur and now we've got Haunt Me. I like it when things have tenuous links. Here we go. Fifth, I'm not too sure. Fifth, have you been on the demo drop before? I'm not too sure if you have, or if you have, it was a while ago. Oh no, you have been once on episode way back on like really early days because yeah, okay, wow, cool. So welcome back to the demo drop, Fifth. Let's see how this tune sounds. It's called Haunt Me. I've already said that. I will share his SoundCloud in a moment. We are going to go 3, 2, 1, go. Liking this intro.
I cannot live without myself.
Ooh. I like these little choppy vocals. What do you use to make vocals like that? Instant buy if you were in a vinyl crate. Wow. Oh, like the space around all those drums. That's got a real mood to it, hasn't it? Both the Gubu and Virtue, both into this. Yeah, Shift is feeding this. Graveyard vibes. Now this could go maximal now, couldn't it? You could either keep it real deep and really kind of reserved in the way that it is, that kind of tension, or it's going to go bang. Right, no, you're keeping it tense. Nice, okay. Oh, this is giving me goosebumps. I really like those vocals. Netherlands. For some reason I had it in my head that you're from America. Let's start a mix with this.
I cannot live without myself.
It's a little bit Ring Nordy, isn't it? Or Former is definitely in your palette and your collection, I would imagine.
Torment. Damn you all.
Damn you all.
You said I killed you.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, cool. That was very cool. I'm downloading that bad boy right now. Yeah, I like that could be the intro for an album or the intro for a set or the intro for a mix. Like, it's really interesting kind of seeing people's reactions sometimes from an intro, and it's like, you know, just from the pads, like instantly a few people popping up like, oh, feeling this. And sometimes you just kind of nail a mood and a vibe in that type of way. How was it for you, Sonnet?
Yep, no notes on that. It was great.
Yeah,
I
just a
little,
complete
anime laser in it that snuck in a little bit. Yeah, told a story the whole way through. The vocals changed in a really weird way. Yeah, I really liked it. I've got no notes on that.
brilliant. With those type of vocals, because I'm always looking to kind of twist up my vocals when I use a lot of kind of vocal, like spoken word samples and stuff from films and stuff on mixes and things. And my only kind of tricks that I have are kind of slightly like fucking around with the tempo of the time and stuff like that, and just basically using what I use, which is Audacity, really, just for putting together mixes and stuff. What type of things, how can I get those type of effects on vocals, like just on samples and twisting things up, making things sound trippy?
There's a few VSTs that you can use. The one I use on my vocals is a Waves plugin called Vocal Bender. I put it in the chat. That's what I use on mine. I don't really agree with Waves because they've gone to a subscription only model, but if you can steal it, then do it. Yeah.
Little altar boy.
There's tons. There's another one called Manipulator, I think by Mushroom. Is it
And all of these, like, I could use these on Audacity, can't I? Like, they're all, you can use, right, okay. So, okay, I'm going to come back to this then and pull out those, because I feel like I need to do more with the vocal samples. I've started going into these really interesting mixes that are, like, I'm making once a month for a radio station. And I feel if I'm just pitching things up or down, and minimal audio formant is free. Now I know what formant is now, Max, so thank you for letting me know that. Like, sound like I know what I'm talking about. An hour ago I would have had to say what's a formant. Right, cool. And now we have to go, actually, by the way, at like 10 to 8, really, pretty much. But I think we've definitely, so we've got like kind of half an hour, just under half an hour. We've got Spiralus.
Drop in this little clue from what's going on tomorrow, because I don't know if we're going to have enough time for people to guess. It's strange clue, but I'm going to drop it into the chat. Hopefully you can see it on YouTube as well. If you can guess what's coming up tomorrow based on that, then let me know. Primal already knows, so he's excluded from this knowledge.
And I think Max knows as well, because I've told Max as well. But something really cool is happening with Sonnet's release tomorrow, Hammer. And I tell you what, we'll share that now just for anybody who has joined us a little bit later. Sonnet is on this stream on this particular month because we've just released our third single, but your fourth release with One More Thing, not including the free download that we've done. But yeah, this is the first time, to break out a demo drop for a minute. Like, this is the first time we've actually released a single, which is non-drum and bass in this way, under the Sonnet name in that type of way. So this has been quite a big one, really, hasn't it? It's been quite an interesting release for you.
Yeah, I think it's the first ever 140 track I've ever released after 16 years. So,
wow.
Yeah, cool. It's been pretty well received so far. Hopefully tomorrow even more. Yeah, very exciting. I almost said something then. So yeah, in the chat, if you can get that clue, and you can put it up, like, we're not sworn to secrecy in any way, but if you can get, it's just nice to go surprise. But if you can guess that from the little clue that Sonnet is given, he will give away the tune. And we will, we've got two more tunes before we play one of yours. And then we've got Lilac and Igubu as well. And of course we play Fireworks Factory. Right, so we've pretty much got like 4 or 5 tunes left to play. This is Spiralus. What's going on, Darren? I don't think you are in the chat, but I know that you watch this. This is called Conan. And apologies to Spiralus, Darren, because we did a fucking amazing interview in December. I did amazing interviews with a lot of people, and they haven't run yet because I haven't had the time or the mental energy, or mainly the time and the resources and stuff like that, and I've had to focus on something else. I will run that interview, though, because there's so many things you said which were bang on point or really, really funny. It was on your birthday and on your release day as well, I think. So big up, Darren. But let's press play now. 3, 2, 1. This is a Google Drive, so it's going to take a little while, and I'll just chat away. Oh, wow. There we go. It came on quicker than I thought it would. So Spiralus. First met him in Prague at a conference surrounding Let It Roll.
We come in peace.
Ooh.
And let us go in peace.
Hang on. That was Arnie, wasn't it?
I believe you, but there's magic in this game.
Ooh. This is interesting. Those secondary lasers, I wasn't expecting them. I need to get to the bottom of that vocal sample a minute.
Sword against sorcery.
Last Action Hero. Brilliant. Fireworks Factory saying disgusting. Big Frog Energy from Shift. Take my money from Loz. This is silly.
I suppose nothing hurts you.
Only pain.
Only pain. For some reason, the chat is not updating. I'm not too sure why. I tell you who would like this, and that is Chiz, who used to work with me and I mentored for about 18 months. And he now runs Brainrave. But I know he likes this type of stuff. Wow. It's quite similar as well, actually. Oh, hang on, where's Damage Man?
Now you're ready to take on anybody.
Damage Man's coming up next. Right, cool. Lila's into this. Silly noises, silly noises. And now I understand. Okay, so Loz has just said to Mrs. thinks the bass sounds like Eureka, ka. Nice Shooting Stars reference.
I suppose nothing hurts you.
Only pain.
Only pain. Hey. So I find this kind of drum and bass quite mad. Like, it's not my favourite style, but I appreciate it and I like it, and I like the fact it has a place. I like how obnoxious it is. Like, I don't think I would find space for that in my sets. I don't go that too full on in within drum and bass. But I think, like, you know, if we were, let's say, this is the type of tune that we would play on Vision Radio, where it's that kind of mad jump uppy kind of neuro-y hybrid, which I do find myself dancing to. It's the type of stuff I think, like, that's too harsh for me. I prefer more of a groove. But then when it drops, I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking ridiculous. I love this. I want to marry this tune. So it's one of those type of ones where, like, you've caught me in the perfect vibe for something as obnoxious and abrasive as that, and I think it's really well executed. Like, Darren, your production is exemplary. I want to know what Sonnet's thinking.
Yep, no notes on me for that. It literally set out to be as aggressive as it possibly can be, and it succeeded.
Brilliant.
Yeah, the only thing maybe would just be variation on some of the basses. Similar first and second drop, but that's the vibe sometimes, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was too busy talking and too busy wondering what's going on with the chat. I think only Twitch things are coming in the chat and not YouTube things, maybe. I'm not too sure, but there are other comments coming through. So that was Spiralus, by the way, Lili. Let me put that on the chat, and then we will go on to Damage Man. And it's a special tune from Damage Man because it's a 140 tune. Which I'm really excited about, and I have said to you, I love the bass house stuff, and I've always said, like, I want to hear more genres. I always want to hear more variation in that type of way. So did I just put that in there? Yes, I did. There we go. Spiralus. And has that come up in the chat? Yes, it has. Right, cool. All right, so I'm quite mindful of the time as well. So we basically got 20 minutes, haven't we?
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Ooh. Okay. This sounds fiendish.
So Pink Pantherish.
Yeah. This is the type of music you sneak around and get up to no good to. Might steal a couple of apples from a tree. Or stick a potato in an exhaust pipe. Already sick, yeah. I like these breaks.
The Watchers are described as powerful entities who came down to Earth to observe, to intervene, and eventually to corrupt.
Okay, this is cheeky as hell. I'd quite like that bass line to have a bit more top or a bit more mid, but maybe you're going to get to... That's exactly what I was wondering. Oh, those shuffly bits.
To corrupt.
Now this type of bass line has got potential to go fucking absurd at this point in the build-up. Like even more and more acidic.
To corrupt. The Watchers are described as powerful entities to corrupt.
What I'm trying to work out is whether if I heard it, I would be able to identify the damage maniness of it. You sound really good at 140, dude. Really, really good.
To corrupt.
Oh, lovely little interplay.
The Watchers are described as powerful entities who came down to Earth to observe, to intervene, and eventually to corrupt.
Yeah. The shuffle and the groove on it are great. This riff is just brilliant. It like feels like something that you kind of already know.
To corrupt. The Watchers are described as
And it's not dissimilar,
who came down to Earth
kind of, to DJ Gene,
to
the
intervene,
launch.
and eventually to corrupt.
Okay. Oh, you got into the half-timey bit.
To corrupt.
This is my type of jam. That's really nice and clean. Everything's got great space there.
To corrupt.
I've got quite a few things to say about this. I want to see if you actually do it, or my brain is already doing it with the bass line.
The Watchers are described as powerful entities to corrupt.
So I'm going to stop that there. I really, really, really like that. What I would love to hear there, and it's in, I'm sure it's called it's a Chase and Status tune, but quite a few tunes, like older drum and bass tunes do when you've got a riff. So you've got it on the double, like da 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 da. And then if it goes do 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 do, so you extend it by, so it's just one single note on each of those notes. So you got like it's double time on na 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 no 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 no, because it will create a swing. I'm trying to think. There is a Chase and Status tune. It was on Bingo Beats. I want to say either Nomad or Druids, but I don't know if it is that. I'm going to have to find out what that is when we're listening to a tune in a minute. But that's got that kind of old early 2000s drum and bass energy in the riff, that cheekiness. Like I said, fiendish. Like, to quote Scartip, he described certain tunes as that, and it had that kind of like, we're going to cause some mischief here, we're going to throw some eggs at that person or something like that. I don't know. Fireworks Factory saying it's a sick groove, more distortion on the bass, more shuffle on the drums, bit more variation. Was sitting really well though. There was real character and real funk to that. Really felt that. Callum, what are you thinking?
Yep. I'm going to back what you said basically, and I think what you said was essentially call and response. Just a little bit at the front that you've got throughout the whole thing, but then just another partner to that would just vary it just a bit more, because you've just got a straight riff constantly, and even the little plucky bits play the same notes, so you're sort of hearing the same thing throughout the whole song.
Yeah.
It was cool, and it was very finished. I'd agree with that. Just felt like I was going to do some sneaking stuff.
Yeah, definitely. It's not called Nomad. There is a Chase and Status song that I can really think of. Is it called Druids then? Yeah. Oh. Maybe. Right. I'm going to send that to you. Well, that was Druids was on Bingo, so maybe it was on the. Right. I'm Damaged Man. I'm going to send that to you as a reference point. I might be completely wrong, but there's something definitely good with that. Hang on. Iltech. Oh, that's really weird. Iltech has sent me. Iltech, are you actually in the chat then? Because you sent me an email with your Instagram. That's odd. About 30 minutes ago. We like to tune. Anyway, we haven't got very long. So, right. Some guy called Sonnet now. So I'll tell you what, should we sign out with that, Sonnet? And did anybody get the clue that Callum left in the chat there? We're going to sign out with that tune. We've got Lai Lai and Igubu first. And if we can, Kashmir for Christmas. But that wasn't part of the demo drop. Oh, he's dropped the clue in there again. What does it mean?
What does it mean?
We're going to go on to Lai Lai here. We're going to finish with yours. So Lai Lai, let me bring that up. And I'm going to go. Are you ready on that one?
2 seconds. Yeah, ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Sorry, I'm not following you, Lai Lai. I thought I was. Definitely am now. Here we go. This is SoundCloud. Wow, that just snapped us into action. The whole part 3. It's got loads and loads of drama and tension to this. This is great. I like all those cascading sounds. Loz is feeling it. Just some real gradual variation. This is great. Unrelenting. What's going down on the breakdown now? This is great. Some real energy. I'd quite like to hear more percussion here, but maybe this is, this kind of tribally kind of build-up. Yeah, you're already kind of going there. Ooh, the brightness. Downloading. Oh, hell yeah. Fuck a duck. Wow. Blimey. This is proper. So this is really interesting. Fireworks Factory has asked Lila if he was on Rohan's Patreon. So is there a technique here? It sounds like something that Rohan would play. Ooh. Interesting place of the vocal. So I'll be honest, like that. I don't. The vocal kind of that threw me at the end because that would sound great elsewhere in the tune, but you've only put it at the end there, which kind of feels like almost like an afterthought, or this is what you could have won, because that was really nice and I think that would have fitted. But then it was great as an instrumental, and I wasn't even thinking this could do with a vocal or a human element. I really loved the drama and the tension on that. And the way that it opened up with that brightness, I think the build-up could have had more percussion and more tribal drums a little bit earlier, because there was a little bit where I was thinking, like, I'm almost a tiny bit, what's next type of thing. And I actually went on to that's when I went on to the SoundCloud. I think, no, I was looking at the waveform before that. A little bit more of a build-up with more drum elements. But I love that brightness, and I loved how broad and just, bright it got. But I think those vocals should either not just come in at the end and be placed a bit more typically throughout the tune, or it just should remain as an instrumental. What do you think, Callum?
Fully agree. I think unless the vocals are there at the end to go into another tune, like a sort of mixed EP where it flows into all one. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't hold out on those vocals right to the end. Everything else was really good. I have no comments on anything else. It progressed really well. It was really well swung. It was odd. It was new. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, really, really cool. I think maybe it's kind of like the type of thing that you might expect a Manu or a Bunchin or someone in that kind of new, or Rohan to do. Like, I mean, you've done this as well, actually, where like you just end with something really beautiful and it's almost a flex. It's like, almost like, this is where I was going to go with it. Or, if you're ending an album, maybe if like you had if this was a reprise and you had this beautiful ballad or like ambient moment with that vocal elsewhere in the album or the mix, and then you finished with that, or sort of if it's part of a bigger concept. Yeah. I think that's. I think that they at the end is what gives the tune a rewind. Yeah. Totally. But I think that was. I downloaded that, and I'm 100% going to play that in the right possible time. Yeah, got to leave them on wanting more, and that is very true as well. And loops exist, like I would just loop that vocal and have that playing over the next tune and make sure I've got something really nice and percussive. And actually, I tell you, an artist who would really mix in very, very well with that, we're going to play next, is a Gubu, and those type of kind of drums and that staccato kind of vibe and that tension, that kind of. It's almost theatrical, I want to say. Right, so this, now we got a Gubu, and then we will have to go. We got a Gubu, and then we've got your tune, and then we will go. What I will say, though, before we play these last tunes, is we have a remix competition open at the moment where you can bootleg Lakeway's album. You got to go out and buy the tunes, but we are looking for bootlegs of Lakeway's I've Missed the Sun album. We're going to do a remix album, and he threw away all of the parts and all of the stems, all of the working projects and stuff like that. They no longer exist. So to do a remix album, we need you guys to bootleg it. I have had one bootleg in so far. It's open until June the 22nd, so we've still got lots and lots of time. We have had one entrance in so far, and maybe Sonnet, if you've got to go, I might play that right at the end.
But I know that you've got to go. I can't keep you hanging on this call and stuff like that. Right, so Agubu Pilgrim, first of all, are you ready?
Yeah, all good.
Excellent. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Norway representing now. Agubu has been on One More Thing as a free download alongside Glitch Girl. And thank you again, Lili. That was exceptional. Wow. So, also, I don't know if you've seen this, Sonnet. You are double headset maxing. From Tewa. Hi, Tewa. This vocal is cool. I knew something massive was coming. Oof. Wow. So that is a free download that we released with the Agubu and a Glitch Girl. And let me know. Here is Agubu's SoundCloud. This is full on Black Sun Empire vibes. Maybe like kind of Concord Dawn. Wow. Yeah. The drums are exceptional on every Agubu track that I've heard. Loz is feeling the discordant key changes. So yeah, do check out that Avalanche tune, which he made with Glitch Girl and we gave away. Type of thing but yeah, I think I associate with like Black Sun Empire playing at like Let It Roll or something. Is that the end? Oh, holy shit, I thought we were going to go off again. Wow, that was mighty. That was absolutely mighty. Tell us about the vocals there, Agubu. I'm assuming that they're Norwegian. Only 7 people making drum and bass in Norway. So all positives mean everything. That was wicked, and thank you so much for getting involved and sending over a demo as well. I think that's the first time you've done that, and that's brilliant. Right, so we're going to wrap up now. Well, we're going to wrap up with Sonnet, and then I'm going to play a bootleg as well then for the Lakeway bootleg competition. I have heard this, but only on my phone, so any reactions I do give aren't contrived. It is me reacting. It's the first time I would have listened to it on my headphones and stuff like that. What can you tell us about this, Callum?
Everything that you've liked about my drum and bass is this again, but heavier, I think.
Oh, wow.
Classic intro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wicked. Cool. Right, so this is called for, well, I was going to call it finale because I'm looking at the word final. It's called Ultimate, which is interesting because we also had Shift doing a tune called Ultra. It's an old Norwegian folk song. Interesting. Right, cool. So 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, that is a very Sonnet intro, isn't it? Cute and dreamy. Definitely got all the little hallmarks of a Sonnet banger. That vibrancy, that euphoria. That's a 4 months, right? Does it need more bass? I can never quite tell with these headphones. The vowel bass, the formant bass. Max is feeling it. And of course, if you're not already, please follow Sonnet. And please support the new single. Yeah. Ooh, I like that little bit. Nice second drop vibes. Loads of cool variation. Has it got the classic Sonic outro as well? Looks like it. Something nice and dreamy. There we are. Signature Sonnet dreamy outro. As we wave goodbye to you and say thank you for joining us on the demo drop. What a trip it's been. Thank you very much for that. That was awesome. That was beautiful. I do wonder if it needs a little bit more bass on that. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I can't tell. I have to listen to it on speakers. I've only got these headphones, but I was looking at it on the visualizer, and it looked all right. So I'm not sure, but yeah, I think maybe we'll have to have a little look at that. But
yeah, brilliant. There we go. Yeah. Fireworks Factory saying gorgeous. Sounds like a Sonic classic. Definitely. You've got your sound locked down. I know you got to go bang on 8 o'clock, so we'll say thank you. And yeah, everybody, I mean, we might as well say, and that nobody got the clue. We got a UKF upload tomorrow. Hammer is going to go on UKF dubstep, and I almost gave up on submitting tunes to UKF because I just thought that they were not listening, even though I worked with them for so long. But yeah, clearly they were listening, and they really like Hammer, and yeah, it's going on UKF dubstep, which that's a massive thing for you, isn't it? Like that's a massive bucket list thing. Yeah, definitely.
Huge, yeah.
So we're buzzing about that, and I'm buzzing to have the demo drop back and your release out and everything like that. So thank you very much, Callum. I'll let you go, and I've got one more tune for everybody here.
Thank you very much. I'll see you later.
Thank you very much, man. I'll chat to you tomorrow. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. So I don't know what's going on. There we go. So it just goes to the normal big screen. Right, so we've got one more tune to play to you. And here is the link. Everybody save that. If you want to be on One More Thing and you want to release on One More Thing pretty fucking quickly, then bootleg Lakeway's album. Don't go bootlegging other Lakeway songs that are on other labels. Because I frankly don't give a shit about those tunes. I give a shit about the ones that we released, and those labels I don't think would like me to say, hey, bootleg and do an unauthorized remix of something he's released on somebody else's label. So just anything that's on I've Missed the Sun, because we want to do a remix album. So that's the news and the information on that. And we have had one entry so far, and I'd like to play that to you before we all go. This was actually a dubstep track. It's kind of a dubstep ballad, a heartbreak tune really in a way, or kind of more of a fuck you tune to an ex really. But Kashmir for Christmas, who I've seen on, I think he's been on Flex Out recently, or a label like that. It might be Stoic, or it might be Mustard Music, one of those kind of minimally cool labels. It might be Overview, I'm not too sure. Anyway, he's done this. Subdue Audio, maybe? I don't know, I'm just fucking listing labels here. He's done a really good remix. So I'm going to finish on this. I'd like you all to bootleg Lakeway. Do whatever you like, as long as it's a track from the I've Missed the Sun album. I'm especially talking to you, Fireworks Factory, and Deer Hill, and anybody who's actually kind of on the label already, because it'd be great to have that representing. If you know the album, big up Kashmir for Christmas. I am going to be using this as a little social clip to advertise the fact that we're doing a bootleg competition. Last minute, the deadline's like June the 21st, summer solstice. And I announced this on the spring solstice. It's a solstice to solstice bootleg competition. Like people do them all the time. That's tight for the deer. And I'd love you to enter as well, Shift. Yo, Deer Hill, have you listened to that mix that I sent over in the chat the other day as well? Because it starts with your tune. And it finishes with a Lakeway tune, actually, funny enough. There we go. There's the link again. And I will say thank you to everybody who was tuned in. Red car, as in Square Pusher. And if you haven't listened to the original of this, then I would advise you. I would thank you for playing the tunes back, reviewing. Like, absolutely love it. Like, big hug to you, Gubu, and hopefully you'll be back on this when we do it again next month. I really like it when there's some new names on the demo drop, and I love the community of the demo drop. And it's been really, really consistent, nice numbers. You know, like anything over 5 viewers is nice numbers for me. But it's great, and it's really cool to connect with people. And to tell you the truth, today I've kind of been feeling like I've just been screaming into the void this week and going around in circles. So to have engaged people in the community and chatting and hearing this music and have Callum on has been really good for my own feelings and confidence. I haven't listened to this for a bit. I've enjoyed it even more than I did the first time I listened to it. Big up Kashmir for Christmas. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And that's what we really need, you know, kind of people listening and giving space. And people giving time as well, you know, so huge shouts to everybody. Like Loz, you've been on right since the start. Most of you have been on the chat all of the way through. I might have to do this at the end of every demo drop. Just have a tune just to sign out with and just to chat over. And there we have it. So I'm going to have my tea. I'm still going to let this play. It's probably got about another 30 seconds left. I'll share this link again. There we go. Big up Virtue. I don't know when we're going to release the Lakeway bootleg album, but it won't be a long gestation period. Once we've got the demos in. Also this year, we have got a release from Primal, and we've got a Glitch Girl album. And there will be a Shift release as well, although it's not going to be in May because it's May next month and I haven't been in touch with you. But everything has been massively delayed. Like, I had to put my focuses on something else for the first couple of months of the year, and I still continue to now at the moment. But I'll definitely be back next month with another demo drop. I'm going to end it with those little reverberating piano-y bits and say ciao ciao, thank you very much, have a nice evening.